and I think they're just both peaking in their form over this weekend, and I think this should be an absolute cracker. Hard to call a winner.
Yeah, and going by their semi-final wins, they both played pretty much perfect pool as well, so this could be an unbelievable final potentially.
Do you have a preference?
Not really thought about it, to be honest. But if I did have a preference, I'd maybe edge to Jack, but
yeah,
probably not off form this weekend. Would just be more of who I thought was, you know, the slightly better player maybe over the year. But other than that, I mean, it's not really a preference on the game.
I think this one's going to come a lot down to the break, isn't it? And the first break we see there from Jordan Shepherd is dry. He's gone back to that cut break he's been trying. He played the cut break earlier and then switched in his game against Gary Clark to his front ball break. He's got a very effective front ball break, but he's gone back to the cut for now. It'll be interesting to see how long he sticks with that. And this now is a pretty decent chance for Jack. The one red near the left middle causing a bit of an issue.
Potentially that plants into the centre, and that's possibly what he's come up to play for now. And if he plays the red onto the yellow and the red, I think as long as he doesn't hit it too hard, probably just drops in off the far knuckle.
Yeah, I think he's going to come back to that one. He's just tempted by this one. You can understand why. It's a bit of a lone ball. Just get this one off the table now. It's a cushion, but pockets do play generously on this main arena table. It's a warm room out there, isn't it? It really is. There's no air in there whatsoever. I've seen players using fans, fanning themselves to keep them cool. All about this shot. And it's okay. It's come out pretty well. Should be first frame to Jack Whelan from here. You don't see any other problems. Both players have a huge break. Jack Whelan, probably one of the best breaks in the game. So well controlled. And that will be a huge factor in this match. It's going to be who breaks best. Pretty quick frame this one as well. It's going to be under 4 minutes.
Yeah, and is this final first to 7 now, or is it first to possibly 8 maybe?
Yeah, this is the race to 8. Jack Whelan will break frame 2. Watch this break. Absolutely crunches it. Front ball, cue ball straight back up the middle of the table.
And I think the amazing thing is, he doesn't actually hit this with anywhere near full power.
No, no, it's effortless.
It really is, yeah.
And when you can break like that, it really does make the game so much easier. Nice shot to develop, move that yellow aside. And again, just feels like the hard work's done. He's got that one ball down the right hand side cushion, the one on the bottom cushion still to navigate, but you always kind of feel that you're in safe hands when Jack Whelan's at the table.
Yeah, certainly the 2 balls at the bottom of the table, a little bit of work to do still, and although everything has a pocket, it's not maybe as straightforward as it looks from here. And I'm wondering if he Well, he's looking to play the two at the top of the table first, and if he does do that, he needs a good angle on the red on the right hand rail as his second last ball.
Yeah.
He certainly needs to either be dead straight on it, or he needs a good angle.
He tried to check that off the side cushion. I think he may have just come a little bit straight. He's not going to be able to get as close as he wanted to. You can see there, he's just off angle. So he's going to have to take his medicine and leave this red a lot longer than actually comfortable. He's got a lovely angle, but slightly more tricky this one, Aaron.
He does, yeah, and he obviously can't drop this in. He needs to give it a little bit to run through for the red on the bottom rail.
Playing it with top, and there'll be a trace aside just to help the cue ball.
Wow.
Wow.
You see, it wasn't a guaranteed shot from there.
No, and his undoing was just that little positional shot when he checked it off the rail. Didn't check quite as much as he wanted it to. Left him just off angle, and it left him a much more distance on that shot than he was hoping for. Not exactly what Jordan Shepherd would have wanted to come to the table to see, though. He's going to have to play a delicate little shot in behind these two yellows. Oh, he played that well. He judged that really well. That was a harder shot than it looks, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially like playing it as soft as he was doing. I mean, he needed to hit the yellow exactly where he did to get the right angle to send the cue ball behind those two yellows, so it was a very well judged shot.
And at that pace as well, you're relying on it not hitting any kind of finger mark and any roll off. You're really trusting the table. And the chance that Jordan Shepherd needed. He's, you would think, going to target the toughest yellow, which is the one on the right hand side cushion. Well, he's actually going to leave the angle just to bump it out. It makes a lot of sense. Very nice. And now a nice angle to come down table, and he can work his way back up. In fact, it looks like now he's going to leave this yellow nearest his bottom left is probably his last ball to get onto the 8, you think?
Yeah, but I agree with you. I think he would have been better to come down table there for this ball, just because unless he leaves a good angle on this next ball, he's probably going to have to leave. It'll be fine, but I think it's just maybe a little bit harder than what it could have been. But
my first instinct was take that ball next and then take these 3, because then you're above the 8 ball. It felt like it was easier to get on it, but it shouldn't cause any drama whatsoever.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter from here. He's just going to play this with a little bit of left hand side off the bottom rail and the right hand rail, and he should be fairly straight onto the 8 ball into the same pocket. But
just needs to slow down. It's going to be okay.
I was very surprised that he didn't play that with side off the 2 cushions. So what he's played there is plain ball, and obviously the line of the cue ball was towards the centre pocket. Very surprised he didn't play side off 2 cushions.
Cut break, going back to his front ball break, and you heard him say cheers there. I think he may have just been felt that there was maybe a bit of movement in that pack, maybe just not as tight as they have been sometimes this weekend.
Yeah.
He seemed to time it quite well.
Yeah, possibly the balls weren't racked as well as he would have liked, but I still don't think he hit that with anywhere near as much power as he can do.
No.
So it wasn't a full power break.
No. When I saw this final shaping up, I just wonder, because I was talking to Jack Whelan earlier, and I just said about the, did he feel that he had a psychological edge over Jordan, because they've met in a few pretty big matches. Like I think they met in a final. I can't remember if it was early this year or late last year. My memory fails me, but and they've met in a couple of semi-finals as well. And it just seems that Jack's kind of had the edge over him, and Jack kind of agreed. He felt that he had a kind of mental edge, and you know that's often worth a couple of frames.
Yeah, I mean every player has a certain players they play against where you either have a good record against them or a bad record against them, and that can certainly play a part in matches.
To our right. Yeah. Comes straight back up the middle of the table, but still really good contact. Again finds the ball, and look at this table. From the glance I had, the Reds look pretty good here, Aaron.
They do, and everything certainly has a pocket.
He's going to actually take yellows, and I think that the key to this one, maybe the red that's just to the left of the 8-ball spot doesn't go to bottom left. The yellows do connect up pretty well. I think you could have probably made a case for either, to be honest. Probably just personal choice.
I think he's just left a little bit of a straight angle in this ball, and he wanted probably an angle either way to screw back into the centre of the table. And
yeah, you can always tell when he kind of stops in his tracks just to have to think about what he's going to do. He's really got not much angle there at all. He's looking to see whether he can punch this off the cushion to create the angle. And he couldn't, so he's just taking the medicine. Just take it long. Shouldn't be a problem. Nothing to do with the cue ball.
Would like to be in the ball into the left corner, which he has. I think he's landed on now, because out of those 3 yellows, that was certainly his worst ball. He's landed on that, and it's now just a case of working out the last 2 balls.
Match being played at a blistering pace at the moment. Both players really quick around the table. Still nothing between them now. 4 frames played, and he won 7-5, and he beat Neil Raybone 7-3, and then Mark Fleming 7-1. It's been a convincing performance.
Time out. Yeah.
8-ball finds its way, gets kicked into the middle pocket. No golden 8-ball in play. It just gets respotted, and the players carry on as they were.
Yeah, and probably from what we've seen of his last break, certainly the balls are racked very well there, and I would say he put a little bit more power into it, but not much more. But the ball's exploded, and he's left himself a brilliant chance now.
He's got a big angle on the ball to the middle, and that's why he's looking at this cut back to left. There's just too much angle on the one to middle. The cue ball's going to be travelling. You never want that cue ball out of control.
Extension call.
Yeah, and although this finish looks easy from here, the problem is the ball at the top of the table.
Yeah.
It's easy to get on it, but it's how do you get on to the next ball after that. And
yeah, absolutely. The the obvious route out is blocked by yellows. And even if he landed straight and tried to screw back, there's yellows to the left-hand side in the way as well. So that one really does need quite a bit of thought. Wow. This is not as planned. Now he has a bit of a problem on his hands. He's the wrong side of this red. There's traffic on the table. Well, he's on it. He needs to get back out to get on the 8. You mentioned this ball as a potential banana skin right from the outset.
To be honest, the only thing that could go wrong in his shot is if he actually screwed into the left centre pocket. Or it goes too far like he has done.
Ouch. He should, yeah, I mean, you still fancy him to get this, but it's way harder than it would have been if he pulls up a foot short. This is probably one of the worst places, bar from being snookered, it's one of the worst places to play it from. Right under the cushion. You've got to pick your angle. And commit. What a delightful shot. Christophe Lambert 7-1, Gary Clark 7-4, and John McAllister 7-1. Just dropping 11 frames to get here. What another break that is. It's a hammer. What a weapon that is. People talk about, you know, there's people that talk about Tom's break and say that his is the best in the world, but I put Jack's up there with it. His control is incredible. Just his consistency, the way he nails the front of that pack and screws that cue ball back.
Yeah, and obviously they're both rated as probably maybe the 2 best breaks in the game, and they're actually a lot different breaks to what you would think. And obviously Tom's is more of just a pure power break,
yeah,
whereas Jack is, although he's got all that power in the break as well, he also controls the cue ball, which is something that you don't really see any other player be able to do as well. It's probably the odd player, Gaz Potts I know, controls the cue ball probably just as well, but other than that, I mean, a lot of the players are just happy to hit the packers, you know, as hard as you can really, and as long as you don't go into the centre pocket, I mean, you'd probably be happy with it. But
oh, it's okay. An unwanted flick. I remember commentating with Jack. It must have been, it was while he was world champion. So what was that, 2016? 2017, that kind of time. And I remember him saying to me, you know, just quite honestly, it wasn't, you know, bragging or anything else. He said, you know, he's more surprised when he doesn't make a ball off his break. He doesn't understand, you know, the people that don't have great breaks and how they get by. He just relies on it. It's always been there. It's always been in his arsenal. Just comes by the 8. I think the yellow looks in the way from here, but I think
look in the way.
I think he's got the top half of the pocket. I might be wrong.
I'm not sure. I mean, it really doesn't look like it. I think has he played for the top left and
just
come too
overhit
far,
it?
or?
Well, he can't. I mean, he's tortured himself, so there's no way it goes. Wow, hold on to your hats, folks. This is a tough pot. He definitely doesn't want to be playing it. Oh my goodness. He forgot he used his extension.
Wow.
Oh my goodness me. He didn't want to play it with the beeps going off. He stood up and asked for his extension. The referee had the presence of mind to say, you haven't used it. At least he gave Jack the extra second to play the shot, otherwise he'd have been time fouled. And this would be ball in hand. I mean, hats off to the referee to have the presence of mind to know that's properly on the ball.
Yeah, and I think Jack can only blame himself there for that, because he's enough experience out there to know what, you know, the shot clock and the extension per frame, and it's only for him to forget that he'd already used it that's cost him being able to play that shot properly, really. So
that's incredible.
He's only himself to blame.
That's something you so rarely see.
Yeah. It can easily happen, but I just think Jack's had enough experience out there for him all himself to blame for that.
I mean, Jordan would have been absolutely over the moon. Inside, he's singing a song. Because this is an opportunity he was not expecting.
He's a little bit short on this ball though, and I think although he can just miss the middle pocket to the high side, would still be fairly thin on the last yellow. He's played that quite well though.
Yeah. His natural angle's taking him over towards the 8. You'd think he surely wouldn't want to nudge this, would he? Is he gonna... Well, it looks like he's playing into it. He judged it really well.
But the reason he played into that there was because if he tried to screw behind it into the same pocket, the middle pocket was in play for the cue ball.
Yeah.
That's the reason he decided to kind of bad space in your head sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, that he's absolutely fuming at that. He had to cement that frame with a big break, and no one to blame. I mean, it's not been kicked in. It's gone straight in. Look at that. Look at the emotion. This is what it means, folks. You don't get this watching EastEnders on a Sunday night, I tell you.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
So, Jack places the ball. He's going to try and open everything up.
Yellow ball's in play.
Oh, that one's... It's okay. Just got away from him, from where he wanted it to be. It's still a little bit awkward. He's got one to the middle.
Yeah, I think he will be happy with that cannon, because every yellow's got a pocket now.
Yeah.
Whereas they didn't before, and it's just obviously just working that out from him now.
And now in his mind, he is so desperate for this frame, because he just wants to battle back straight away after that error in the previous. This will allow him to clear his mind. Fearsome competitors, these two. They really are.
They are. They show you everything they're thinking out there as well. So
Yeah.
Which for us is good to watch as well.
It's incredible. And none of this is about the money on offer either. This is all about the trophy. This was just such a huge break for Jordan. I mean, he needed, if he can get 5-2 here, he's really just kept his foot on Jack's throat, and Jack's still steaming in his chair. But actually, as it's panned out, he's forgotten what's happened in the last frame. It's done. It's done. He's got that breaker serve back immediately.
Yeah, I think when you make a mistake like that, if you get the chance in the next frame, you probably do put that aside.
Yeah.
But I think if you lose the next frame after making the mistake as well, I think then there's not really much coming back from that.
No. I mean, just that one moment, that cue ball going in off, is just a massive momentum shift. all the power just shifts across, all the mindset just shifts across. Now Jordan sat in his chair fuming that he's just gone in off. Jack's thinking happy days.
Great.
Action replay with the break. Nails it. Somehow doesn't make a ball.
And that was possibly one of the best breaks he's hit as well in the match.
Yeah, that one was, it was up there with his break in the first, and as you say, probably even better.
Extension. Extension called.
Having to play an awkward yellow to open his account, he's not got anything easy. He was slightly hampered there.
Yellow ball in.
That's not. He's pretty much back to where he was a second ago. He's going to have to pick off the yellow that's right of those three, and then go up to the top of the table to take that one up in bulk. As he's sat in behind that 8, Jack looking at his face, looking for a reaction, looking for a pained expression. Doesn't get one, I don't think. That could have gone wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have been very unlucky to land stuck to the 8 ball there with no shot. But as it happened now, he's perfect to develop his bad yellow.
Oh,
and that's come out
how well has he played that? How well has he played that? Just judged. Just knew exactly where those balls were going. That's come out beautifully.
I think, in my opinion, he wouldn't have known that the balls were going to land where they did, but he played it at a pace where
he's given himself
he
the best
knew
chance.
He was probably going to be on some sort of ball.
Yeah.
But I don't think he played to land exactly there.
Yeah.
You know, he was just playing it at a certain pace where he felt that more than likely he was going to be on a ball.
Yeah. Just needs to navigate these two reds. Perfect camera shot. Needs to bump that red. Goodness me.
Certainly wasn't an easy shot.
No.
But yeah, that was very close to going behind the red there.
Crazy.
Oh, he lost that cue ball again. He lost that cue ball again, but he's actually okay. He's more than okay. These yellows look fantastic. The cue ball, look, squirts to the side. A little bit of topspin just takes over it, nearly arcs into the middle pocket, but he's okay.
Extension called.
Actually, yeah, I think. Do you think yellow's here? You can make a case for reds. I mean,
yeah, and to be honest, I never really looked at the reds. I just seen the yellows.
Yeah.
And he's playing the plant first shot here, and yeah, these yellows are all on, and yeah, he could have gone for the reds as well. Certainly not a bad option.
just looking at exactly where he wants to be. This important positional shot. It looks simple, but he just needs to make sure he finds the exact line on this one to middle. There's the ball just below the 8. It's just a tiny bit of a problem. It doesn't go to bottom left, so it obviously goes to middle. He's going to play that as his last ball now. He's going to play this middle ball to bottom right and drop down to the bottom cushion.
Doesn't want to be straight on this one now.
No, he's okay. It's
And
just
he's
low.
perfect.
Yep. almost feel the adrenaline coursing through him. That's really been it between both players, to be honest. It's been played at a really good standard. Another massive break. Well, he's standing with his hand on his hip because he's thinking to himself, well, it's going to be a bit easier. Somehow the cue ball's found its way all the way down table. And most of the balls are at the top of the table. And he definitely could have had an easier opener than this. I don't think he's got a yellow. He hasn't got a yellow. Well, maybe the one he's closest to goes long. He's got a red to the top. Really want to be reds here, would you?
I think the reds are not too bad. I think he is going to go for the reds, but obviously the yellow, which is nearest the one he's playing now, he could also cut that one into the same pocket. That's a fantastic pot.
Yeah, that is a great opener. You see a little tap on the knee from Sheppy. He respects that. That was some super cueing. Jack just sending the message, say I'm not going anywhere. Ooh. He's actually okay, and he stuck his hand up to apologise because that could have so easily gone wrong. Another, well, couple of millimetres of pace, and he's just hidden behind that red with no shot whatsoever. But he's got this long, and he's got a decent angle as well to stun across for his other tough ball. It's okay, and he's not hampered either. Played between the two yellows.
Yeah, and the fact that he's straight on this ball as well means he's absolutely perfect, because he can just run through now, leave an angle, which he has done, to come down table for his last red. And yeah, landing straight on that ball was really important, and that's exactly where he landed.
Oh, wonderful. Just makes the game look so simple. Another big one for Jordan Shepherd. Oh, he got kicked a couple of times, but that's dry. No, it's not. The last ball moving, drops in. You could see him urging that one, stepping towards the table, urging it towards the pocket. Look at this. Everything stops moving pretty much, apart from that. Here it comes. Oh. Those fine margins we play by.
Yeah, and maybe that little nudge he gave it with his body was was what knocked it in as well.
That's it, just enough. Just enough momentum. So, oh, that's a little bit loose. That's a little bit loose, and already he has a problem. Yeah, you can see what he thinks of it. Well, double. Yes, and he makes it, but a little nudge on the red. What's he done to that yellow now? Frozen it against the cushion. Now it doesn't go long.
Yeah, I was just thinking, could he possibly screw into it now off the one into the centre? If not, I think he is screwing into it.
I think he can, yeah, but what's he on is the question. That was going to be the problem. He's not guaranteed to be on anything, and now he is in trouble. He's going to have to go. Well, he does have a one cushion escape. He can go across. You fancy him to get this?
Yeah, and actually it's not as bad as it looks, because he should get this shot, and if he does, he's got a nice angle on this last yellow.
Yep. Now, can he hold for that yellow, or is he going to have to just come up and cannon into it?
It must pot. I mean, from what I can see, it doesn't look like it goes, but it obviously does.
Yep. Yep, absolutely it does. Wow. Ooh.
Was certainly tight, because that's the reason he's not anywhere near the 8 ball, which he would have liked to have been. So it's probably potting that with a little bit of side spin.
He can play by the side of the red. Ooh.
So maybe he actually played to leave the shot he did, which sounds crazy, but
yep.
he could have left that purposely.
Another big break from Jack Whelan. Yeah, it's just huge. I don't know what else to say about it, really. I mean, it's a beast of a break, and it's given him another decent opportunity. Again, these reds are by no means a formality. He's got a red on the left side cushion, a red on the right side cushion.
That ball's in play.
Needs to navigate those two. There is the ball at the bottom which kind of connects the two, but it's not ideally situated. Bit of work to do, Aaron.
Yeah, and obviously everything has a pocket, but certainly coming down for these last 3 reds at the bottom of the table, and it certainly won't be easy off this shot now.
Wow.
Now he's landing hampered,
and it's touching ball on the yellow. It's about as horrible cueing as you can get. He can only just get to the top of the ball, so he's going to be cueing down on it. It's horrible to try and pick the line, and he's not going to be able to get close to his work.
probably has to drop it in pocket weight as well to land on a red.
Yep. As nasty as it gets. I absolutely hate these shots. I mean, he's fortunate in a way that it's pretty much dead straight, so you know, he could just cue through, but he's found a line here as well, hasn't he? That's a super shot. He's found a line through the gap, and he's absolutely played that. He needs to cue this in. It still needs a good shot, but he's given himself a chance. He's going to have to... He has to be careful, because he's already taken his extension.
Yeah, and the clock's not stopped, has it?
The clock hasn't stopped.
Wow. Oh, what a fantastic shot.
That's amazing. Well, he's finished straight. He's finished straight. He surely cannot... Can you manipulate an angle here? Maybe he can. He could. What a super shot that is. Yeah. What a final this is. Another fantastic clearance. That is dry. They just no energy through the pack. It just didn't seem to open.
Yeah, I think possibly the balls weren't racked as well on that break, but I don't think he hit it as well either as some of his other breaks. So
no. But what can you do? From his perspective, he can just sit and hope that Jack misses something. He just needs to console himself with the fact that he has another break in this match. He's still in the driving seat, but this is absolutely the opportunity that Jack Whelan wanted. So he's got a yellow in a pretty ordinary position. It's probably about the worst position you can get them in when they're just a few inches below the middle pocket. It just nothing really obvious to be able to develop that ball with either, is there? You might have to land it and try and pot it.
I mean, he's got a couple of options. He can either play the red nearest to the yellow. He could play that into the centre now, or he can leave it as his last ball, and he is choosing to play it now. And what that will mean is the yellow on the left rail will be his last ball now.
Yep.
So he plays the one on the bottom rail and runs back between the red and the 8 ball. Has he reached? Just about, I think.
Just okay. Yeah, he's just okay. He was quickly around to look at that one.
But still, this is a lot tougher now because he'd have liked to have been straight on this one. If he was straight, probably an easy finish, but he needs a good angle on this second to last yellow. He has got it, that's a good shot.
Yeah, he can just drop across now. This makes the yellow on the side much easier if he can land kind of 6 inches above the middle pocket. Oh, he's going to have a big angle. Oh, he's missed. I was looking at the cue ball thinking he's left a huge angle.
I mean, that didn't seem like a normal reaction of the balls, and the way Jack's reaction there after the shot, I think I do agree with him. Something didn't seem quite right there.
Do you think that's a bad contact or something? Perhaps.
Yeah, because
I mean,
I feel like when he played the shot, to me it felt like it was in.
Yeah. And
that's probably what Jack's thought as well. And yeah, not sure what happened there.
And the angle felt as if he could hold for the ball on the rail as well, but it flew off the side cushion and left a massive angle. And what he's done is given Jordan Shepherd an incredible chance to close this match out. Can he take it? He's screwing up the left-hand side of the table to leave short position and leave the plant on the penultimate red. Oh, he wanted to be a bit higher than this. He wanted to be a bit higher. He'd rather be right behind this. It's a formality if he's right behind it. This is a bit tougher. And the cue ball's running too. He makes it. Heart was in his mouth for a second there, surely.
It was, yeah, because the red only just dropped in as well.
Extension call.
Immediately causes extension so he can compose himself. Jordan Shepherd with this simple 8 ball to close out this match. Wait for the reaction. Wait for that reaction. Absolutely incredible. What a fantastic match of ball that was. I have to say. That's what you call putting it all out there, folks. That was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Goodness me, I'm out of breath. Well, we're going to pop to a quick commercial break and then we'll be back in the arena with Steve Jameson. He's going to interview the players and it will be the presentation party. Well, see you soon.
Announcing the official partner for Ultimate Pool, Omnia Health Group, your hub for better mental health. At Omnia Health Group, we understand the importance of mental well-being. Visit omniahealthgroup.com to explore how we can be part of your journey to a happier, healthier you.
Well, how about that for a final, folks? Absolutely vintage entertainment from 2 of the best players in the world. Let's give it up for Jordan Shepherd and Jack Whelan. Just an awesome final. It had a little bit of everything. It had drama, it had quality throughout. 2 of the best players in the world doing what they do best. Let's hear it for our runner-up, Jack Whelan. Mate, that'll be a sore one, I know, but some of the stuff that you boys put out there was just amazing to watch.
Yeah, obviously disappointed, but congratulations to Jordan, obviously. I made like 3 mistakes. I missed the ball in the second frame down the line that I should have landed. I landed straight on the ball in middle to get across, and then there was another frame I missed another ball. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 3-2 to go 3-all, and then obviously that one in the last there. And if I win them 3 frames, which really I should do, it's obviously the scores flipped the other way around. But credit to Jordan. Obviously, I kept on like digging in, and I made a couple of good finishes to get back in sort of touching distance. But the frame at 3-2 killed me really, because he went 4-2, then he broke clear for 5-2, and then although I sort of stuck with him, it was like I could tell it just weren't going to be my sort of time. But look, he did well, and obviously he held himself together well, and the finish he had at 6-4, I think it was, or 6-3, when he snooked himself, come across and then dug it. Brilliant finish, and that's like a Jordan finish. That's the finish that like no other player really would get, because probably they wouldn't have gone for him. That's why. But no, credit to Jordan, and obviously congratulations on your win.
Well played, mate. Jack Whelan, everyone. Well, I think Jack summed it up quite nicely there. There is no one else like Jordan Shepherd. Mate, that was some performance. We saw you in the semi-final and you looked to be just really firing all cylinders, but to produce that in a final against a player as good as Jack, you must be absolutely over the moon.
Yeah, he's had my number a few times. He keeps you under so much pressure with that break. Today, I could see he wasn't really right with his cue ball. Obviously, he's been away a lot, playing other stuff forever, and then I think it kind of caught him out a few times, but even still, he's just obviously an unbelievable player, and we shouldn't have to play him, to be honest.
You get over the line though, and you win yourself another Ultimate Pool title. And talk us through what it means. It obviously meant a lot there.
Yeah, it's a big weekend for me, date-wise. My granddad died on the 14th of September.
Okay, mate.
And yeah, that one's for him.
An incredible performance, and some of the finishes you took out there were so special. Let's talk about a positive moment, because that finish there, you seem to always have one finish in a big final that sort of stands up, and the double with then the kit, it just had the works. That was a bit naughty, wasn't it?
I give up. To be honest, that's the first time I've been under pressure today, and I was just, in the other matches I've blown people away, and I knew I wasn't going to get that in the final. I knew there's no chance. He's an unbelievable winner, Jack. He pushes and pushes and pushes. His attitude is great, to be honest. He's a top quality player, and I just still under pressure now, like, you know. So, but big thank you to all the boys who's come over and supported me. Means a lot.
Mate, we're not going to hold you back any longer. Get yourself a trophy, enjoy the celebrations. Your Pro Series champion, the Welsh Wizard, Jordan Shepherd. Well, what a way to round out our weekend, folks. An absolutely awesome match between two top boys and two of the best players around. We'll see you very, very soon. We're back tomorrow, don't forget, with the Pairs Cup. But from everyone here in Blackpool, very good night.